So the user wants to edit his profile. Let's do that. We'll go to our users controller, or sorry, our profiles controller. And right here, when we submit to the update method, we're gonna validate that data. So validate, and we'll receive the request as the first parameter and an array as a second. And we'll make sure the name is required, and we'll make sure the email is also required and that it's an email. And we'll also make sure that what field, the Facebook is there. So we'll say required, and another validation method is URL. So we'll make sure it's a URL, and YouTube also is required and it's a URL. And I think that's all we need to validate right there. Okay, so that's the validation. The next thing is to get the user. So we'll just say user equals authenticated user right there. Okay, next step, if the user uploaded an image, so just like we did the other time. So if request has a file, so we'll make sure it has a file called avatar, and this avatar is the name of the avatar field in our form. So name is avatar, so we'll check if that file is there. And not forgetting something, remember when we are submitting with the file, we have to say the enc type is equals to multipath/form data. Okay, so that HTML5 is actually going to upload that. Okay, so if request has file avatar, what we're going to do is update the avatar of that user. So first thing is that we'll get the avatar just like we've been uploading. So we'll say request avatar is equals to avatar. Next thing, give it a new name. So we'll say avatar new name is equals to time at that instance just for uniqueness, and we'll say avatar, and we'll call the get client original name method, which is going to return to us the name of this file and concatenate the current time so that it's unique. The next step is to move the file. So we'll say avatar, move it to the uploads/avatar directory, and the name of that file should be avatar new name. So as soon as we save it, the name is going to become avatar new name right there. Okay, so after that, we've moved it. We need to store the new avatar into the user profile. Okay, so we're gonna say user profile avatar is equal to, we'll concatenate uploads/avatars, which is the directory where we have that, to the avatar new name. Okay, and right there we'll just say user profile, and we'll call the save method to save that profile. Okay, so notice how I'm doing right here. I'm accessing the profile and I'm assigning that, and then I have to save it so that it's persisted into the database. Okay, now the next thing after we've taken care of the image is to actually take care of the other fields. Okay, so right here we have the name. So we'll say username equals request name, and we'll say user email equals request email, and we'll say user profile Facebook is equal to request Facebook, and we'll say user profile YouTube is equals to the request YouTube right here. And we just need to save the user right there, because we are using the users table. We need to save it, and we are also editing the user's profile, so we'll also call the save method on the user's profiles table. So we've saved that. And one last thing is a password. So we'll say if the request has password, then we're gonna say user password is equals to the bcrypt. So this method is gonna encrypt that, and we'll say request password. Okay, so that's it. Next, we just set a session, and would say success, and would say account profile updated. Okay, and then we'll just redirect the user back. So redirect or return, redirect to the user back right there. Okay, so let's try that out. If I refresh, I have that data. So I'll just change Emily Myers to Emily K Myers right there. Okay, so I edited that field, and I'm gonna upload a new avatar for Emily, and this avatar is just gonna be whatever. Let's just make it work. Okay, then right here, if I update we discovered that the Facebook field is required and the YouTube field is required. Okay, so let's change that to Emily K. Myers, and right here would not insert any password, so we'll leave it blank. We don't want to change her password. Upload a new image. Just get the URL for Facebook, paste it right there. Just get the URL for YouTube, paste it right there, and something about me. Okay, so we'll update that profile, and we say the Facebook format is invalid. Okay, that's because the HTTP wasn't there. Okay, so let's go to youtube.com actually and copy the full path. Okay, so right there it should be good, and facebook.com actually and copy the full path. So right there, that should be good, and I'll remove this password from here, and right here I'll have K for Myers, and I'll upload a new image, and I'll put in something about her. So I update. Argument 1 passed. To save must be an instance of eloquent model known given. I think the mistake is coming from right here, so we can just do it like that without assessing the method. Okay, so let's try that out. So I'll go back, I refresh, I set in the Facebook, I set in the YouTube, I set in some information about her. I remove this password which Chrome browser keeps filling in for me. I change her name to K, and I upload or update. Session not found. Okay, so everything ran up to this moment, but we didn't find the session. Okay, so everything looks like it's working, and I'll go back and I refresh, and you see that data was persisted right there. Okay, so her name was persisted, her email is there, and everything looks great. So right now I'm gonna upload an image for her just so that we see if that's working. So I'll update, and we see account updated successfully. So let's go to our users, and we see that her image has changed. So everything is working like we expect it to do. So thank you so much, and see you in the next video.